All right, so on this graph, we're going to kind of tie everything together we've learned in this module. So we're going to find the max, minimum, the increasing and decreasing intervals, the zeros, the domain and the range, and then the end behavior. But I actually want to start with the end behavior since this lesson's actually on end behavior. So end behavior is just describing how the graph moves, like how the y values change on each side of the x-axis. So this literally says as x goes to the right, so as x becomes positive, so on the right-hand side of the graph, what is f of x doing? So what is the graph doing? And so here I can see that the arrow is pointing up, which means that it's going to approach positive infinity. My y values are going to go up. If it was going down, I would just change that to a negative infinity. This means as x approaches the left or goes negative, what are the y values doing? The arrow points up, so positive infinity. And that's all you have to do for end behavior. You just have to say, what is it approaching? Okay, so pretty easy. So then let's start doing the things that we've learned how to do. So finding the max. Remember, max is the highest point. We're talking about the local max. So this is my maximum, which is the 0.04. Remember, we write the maximum as a point. The minimum is the lowest point, which is right here. And that is the point positive 4, negative 4. And again, remember, we're writing it as a coordinate or a point. So 4, negative 4. And again, talking about the local min. This one's also a local min, but this is lower, so that's why we're selecting that one. So next we have to say, where is this function increasing? So remember, increasing means going up from left to right. So when I look at this graph, it is increasing here. Remember, increasing and decreasing intervals we write in terms of x. So it's increasing from x is -2 to x is 0. It's also increasing here. That is starting at x is equal to 4. And because it keeps going with that arrow, remember, it increases from 4 to infinity. Next, we're going to talk about decreasing. Decreasing, remember, is different because that's where the graph is going down from left to right. So here, it's decreasing, starting at negative infinity, all the way to -2. I know that's in yellow, so you might not be able to read that. Remember, parentheses always on infinity. These are all closed dots, so all my integers are going to have brackets. It's also decreasing from 0 to 4. And again, those are all closed dots, so brackets for my notation. You remember, zeros are x-intercepts. So I have a 0 here, a 0 here, and a 0 here. So that's 3 zeros. Remember, we write the zeros as points. So my first 0 is at the point -2, 0. My second 0 is at 2, 0. And then my final 0 is at 5, 0. All right, domain is all possible x values. So I have arrows on both sides, which means that my domain goes from negative infinity to positive infinity. It's pretty easy there. Remember, parentheses, because you can't touch infinity. And then range, remember, is from lowest y value to highest y value. Now this graph actually does have a lowest y value. It's right here. And I know that's my lowest y value because all of these, both the arrows on both sides of the graph keep pointing up, which means that it's not going to come back down again. It's going to keep going up to positive infinity. So my range is from my lowest y value, which is at -4, to my highest y value, which is positive infinity because it keeps going up. Parentheses. So kind of cool. This is how all of the things that we can find from this graph, and it's tying together, again, everything that we've learned so far, with, of course, the addition of the end behavior.